What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to Maniaci Games and welcome to another episode of WWE 2K22 Universe Mode. Welcome to SmackDown, man. Now listen, it's been a little bit since we've done a Universe Mode episode, man, but we back on the grind, back on it, man. Now listen, this is the last Universe episode before Raw's pay-per-view of Vengeance, and then afterwards we're on the road to SmackDown's pay-per-view of Payback, man. Let's see what we got for tonight's show, man. We gonna kick it off with Drew McIntyre, the man that has earned a United States Championship match against the U.S. Champion, The Miz, going one-on-one with the mystery opponent of The Miz's choosing. Who is it gonna be, man? I know Drew was prepared for anybody moving forward. Dominic Mysterio, one-on-one with Austin Theory. Now listen, Austin Theory has been trying to get the attention of future Hall of Famer, I may add, John Cena. And if Austin Theory wins tonight, he wants a tag team championship match alongside John Cena against the father-son team and WWE Tag Team Champions Dominic and Rey Mysterio. We got Dominic Mysterio versus Austin Theory with huge tag team championship implications. And then our main event tonight, as we've seen at the top of the show, man, it's been crazy. Last episode of SmackDown Universe Mode, Keith Lee unsuccessfully cashing in Money in the Bank. Lashley is still WWE champion, and he teams with Keith Lee tonight, the man that tried to swindle him and blindside him last week, to face off against MVP and his new assignee, Carmelo Hayes, who has his eyes set on the WWE Championship. We ain't doing no more talking. Let's start the show. And we kicking off the action with the man who will challenge The Miz as SmackDown's next pay-per-view, Payback, for the United States Championship, Drew McIntyre. McIntyre going into this match not knowing who his opponent is, man. But if it's one thing about Drew, he's prepared for a war. He's prepared for a fight against whoever. And Drew McIntyre, man, Royal Rumble winner, former WWE champion, two-time WWE champion at that, former Intercontinental champion. This man has done it all here in the WWE. He's experienced the highest of highs and the lowest of the lows. Being let go and brought back. Going over to NXT. Really fighting and clawing his way back up to the roster. To the main roster is what some would call it. And Drew McIntyre, all he has to do is just sit and wait for Payback. Deal with whatever antics The Miz is going to throw at him, because that Payback is official. Drew McIntyre against United States Champion Miz. Will Drew McIntyre win his first ever United States Championship at Payback? I want to know, who is this opponent? Wait a minute. That's LA Knight. Yo, The Miz winning his bag and just grabbed out one of the most charismatic men in the world of professional wrestling. LA Knight making his SmackDown debut. This is big for LA Knight. Talk about the mind games from The Miz. LA Knight going one-on-one with the former WWE champion and Drew McIntyre. The Miz has brought in LA Knight tonight. Oh man, this is big. This is a big opportunity for LA Knight in his first ever match here on SmackDown. Stranger things have happened. Carmelo Hayes has beaten the WWE champion Bobby Lashley and former Mr. Money in the Bank Keith Lee. He already got his eyes set on the WWE title. But here we go nonetheless. McIntyre one-on-one with LA Knight. The Miz's surprise opponent for Drew McIntyre. Miz ringside. It's all about getting into the psyche of Drew McIntyre. Now McIntyre is stumping away on LA Knight. LA Knight, world-renowned name. Probably been under different names, but you know the face. And McIntyre Diving leg drop. Going for the cover, shoulders down, leg is hooked. Oh, and a kick out, just barely though. Wow. If you guys are new to my Universe Mode series, I do not play any of these matches. This is a CPU-operated Universe Mode. Storylines will be created via the outcomes of each match, man. So listen, next episode of Universe Mode is the Raw exclusive pay-per-view of Vengeance. And then after that, we got NXT's Great American Bash, man. The whole question is, what's the landscape? And that was a crazy neck breaker. The landscape of SmackDown gonna look like as we head into Payback just weeks away. And LA Knight, miscalculated that one, and Drew McIntyre will take advantage. Stern headbutt to LA Knight. McIntyre firing off shots, kick to the gut, elbow to the back. Oh man. And McIntyre not here to play games, not here to waste any time. And LA Knight already got a little gash on his head, and look at the Miz. Miz is on the ropes. He's trying to get the referee's attention, but to no avail. LA Knight tasting his own blood. Night one here on SmackDown. And now look at LA Knight. Now look at this. That's incredible strength. And McIntyre in trouble. And luckily, McIntyre's height came to his advantage. And LA Knight, oh, yo. And once again, now look at the Miz throwing a chair in the ring. Throwing a chair into the ring. Miz is trying his best to get Drew McIntyre out of his element. LA Knight into a fireman's carry. McIntyre eating turnbuckle, and I believe McIntyre is now busted open himself. Bloody match to kick off tonight's episode of SmackDown Universe Mode. Whoa! That came out of nowhere. And LA Knight going up top, diving elbow. Down onto the back of Drew McIntyre. McIntyre in trouble. No, and a kick out at 2. This match continues. LA Knight don't want to let the United States Champion The Miz down. Imagine defeat Drew McIntyre tonight. You could possibly, if The Miz is still victorious at Payback, he might be first in line for a shot at the United States Championship. McIntyre, that's a bad cut on McIntyre's head. And now look at Drew. Oh, down on that chair. The ref's a little laxed about it, but I heard that chair kind of cripple in. Now look at LA Knight, just so arrogant, so cocky, very similar to The Miz in a way. And oh, now look at this cover on Drew. The ref threw the chair out the ring. Drew's in trouble on a kick out at 2. Kick out at 2. And now look at LA Knight once again. We've seen this move earlier in the match. Drew McIntyre in trouble. McIntyre's in trouble. Man, McIntyre. Talk about good place, good timing on that one. But LA Knight not letting up again. But McIntyre, believe, is he at the ropes? No, he's not. No, and he kicks out though. Move has won a lot of big matches in NXT for LA Knight. Not successful on Drew McIntyre here tonight. Oh, LA Knight. I said world renowned. Don't get it confused. This guy's a veteran. McIntyre. Strong clothesline. And I look at The Miz. Come on. McIntyre almost let The Miz get the best of him, but did not work. Miz may know his championship run may be coming to an end in just a matter of weeks. Kick out at 1. There's a lot left in the tank. And LA Knight. Now Drew. Oh man, we know what comes next. Drew McIntyre looking for a Claymore kick. And it connects. LA Knight in trouble. No! And he kicks out. He kicks out. Crowd here tonight with Fight Forever chants. And Drew looking for number 2. You may click out of one Claymore. Ah, but if you eat two, you're done. Oh, but he got to the ropes. He got to the ropes. Luckily for LA Knight, he got to the ropes. And now what is Drew looking for? And Drew just grabbing anything out at this point. LA Knight was saved by the ropes. And now we've seen this earlier in the match. Looking for the third time's a charm. And Drew is not moving. LA Knight just beat Drew McIntyre. All I'm gonna say is this. The Miz owes LA Knight a favor. The Miz is in debt to LA Knight. I told y'all this universe mode, man, anything can happen. LA Knight wins his SmackDown debut over Drew McIntyre. Welcome back to SmackDown. As we just got an upset to start the show. LA Knight just defeated a former two-time WWE champion, Drew McIntyre, man. McIntyre needs to get his head back in the game, heading into Payback. And speaking of Payback, big tag team championship implications for Payback. We got the father-son team of Dominic and Rey Mysterio, who weeks ago went to battle with the New Day inside of a steel cage, still WWE Tag Team Champions. Now listen, this match right here, you got two youngsters, two upstarts in Dominic Mysterio and Austin Theory. You got the veteran and future Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio. You got John Cena, who also is a future Hall of Famer, maybe on Austin Theory's side of things. I don't know. We know, since the start of this universe mode, Austin Theory has been trying to get John Cena's attention. Cena even supported Austin Theory in his Money in the Bank qualifying match, in which he was victorious in. The big question here is, given a big opportunity from SmackDown General Manager Stephanie McMahon, can Austin Theory hold his own in this match tonight and maybe earn himself and John Cena a shot at those WWE Tag Team Championships, man? This is all about the future here at the WWE, looking at Dominic and Austin Theory. Austin Theory, a lot of people have touted as the next John Cena in a way. And Cena even questioned Austin Theory's, intentions. And Austin Theory, extremely young, with a lot to prove. I will give it to him, man. He's going after every single opportunity placed in front of him. And here tonight is a big one that I know the inner child in Austin Theory will be jumping for joy. If he wins here tonight, he could quite honestly win a tag team championship with his childhood hero, John Cena. That's crazy. That's crazy to say, man. That's crazy to say, man. Imagine Austin Theory and John Cena as tag team champions. It's all about Austin Theory really proving himself, proving his intentions. And here we go. Dominic Mysterio, Austin Theory in their early 20s. Fighting it out here on SmackDown. Grew up, both of these men used to watch SmackDown. Now here they are competing on it. And Dominic Mysterio showcasing that athletic ability and training that he learned from his father, going into a quick cover earlier in this match and the kick out at 2. Dominic Mysterio trying to make this a shortest possible match. Austin Theory out here solo dolos. We know John Cena, man, he's busy. He's a busy man. You got Peacemaker, you got the movies, and Dominic Mysterio just going off right now. Just going off. Austin Theory has not been able to get any bit of offense in thus far in this match. And now this time, this might be Austin Theory. His turn to take over. Theory now Gonna turn up on Dominic Mysterio. Now look at Austin Theory. Oh, athleticism is crazy out of this world. This man is definitely gonna go places. Oh, super kick was dodged. And Dominic taking Austin Theory off his feet into a backflip. Beautiful perseverance there from Dom. Drop kick, man. Them drop kicks from Dominic Mysterio. Something special, man. Something special. And up top, high risk district. And this is why they call it a high risk. Your opponent's right there, but Dominic still crossbody connects. Crossbody connects. And now Dominic Mysterio frog splash already. Oh, and Austin Theory kicks out, man. Come on, Theory. How bad do you want the tag team championship match? And Theory now. Oh. Theory now taking Dom into the corner. Oh. They're going to turn it up right now on Dominic. We've seen this earlier in the match. Austin Theory could be highly effective. Shoulders down, leg and hook. Could that be it? No. The kick out at 2. 1/2 of the WWE Tag Team Champions still alive in this match. Theory now needs to pull lightning out of bottle. He needs to move something. Move something fast. Belly to belly suplex. Or belly to back suplex, I should say. Dominic Mysterio, man. He might be on cloud 9 right now. This is the first ever father-son tag team champion here in the WWE. The Mysterios. Living the dream right now. And Austin Theory. Wait a minute, kick right to the gut. Theory. Ray, turn around, your son's in trouble. Dominic, in trouble. No, and he kicks out. Theory, come on now. Let's take a page out of your hero's book. You cannot get disgruntled over the pin. And Theory. Oh! That was a crazy drop kick, missile-like drop kick. Now Austin Theory just needs that one next big move. And you probably have earned a tag team championship match with your idol, with your hero, John Cena. Now Dominic Mysterio now trying to fire off some shots. Onto Austin Theory, but Theory ending that party right away. Dom into a Russian leg sweep. Rey Mysterio, proud father, seeing his son hold his own in the WWE ring. And Austin Theory, oh! Impressive track record thus far here on SmackDown, defeating a phenomenal AJ Styles, even though he came up short at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. And now look at Theory, third time is a charm. Dominic in trouble, shoulders down, leg and hook. Is this Theory's time? And it is. Austin Theory may have just earned himself and his idol a WWE Tag Team Championship match at Payback. Athleticism throughout the match, perseverance throughout the match, heart throughout the match. The big question is, we got breaking news right now. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Next week on SmackDown Universe Mode, the man himself, John Cena, returns. And he goes one-on-one with an old buddy who goes by the name of Rey Mysterio. Next episode of SmackDown Universe Mode. You don't want to miss that. It's going to be crazy. We also have an 8-woman battle royal over the top rope to find out who faces our WWE Women's Champion Alexa Bliss at Payback. We got Doudrop, Io Shirai, Casey Catanzaro, Lacey Evans, Liv Morgan, Xia Li, Shotzi, and Tegan Knox. This is crazy. It's going to be a crazy night next week on SmackDown. Main event time here on SmackDown. We talk about a SmackDown veteran, Montel Vontavious Porter, one of the greatest United States champions within the last 20 years. Cemented a name for himself here on SmackDown. And if it's one thing about MVP, man, he gonna let his stars shine. As you see, no tag team entrance for the Enterprise. He's gonna give Carmelo Hayes his own time to shine. Because earlier tonight, Carmelo Hayes staking claim, and he's not taking no for an answer. It's hard to argue with the fact that Carmelo Hayes has defeated Bobby Lashley. It's hard to argue with the fact he defeated Keith Lee. It's hard to argue with that. He has a win over the WWE champion. And with that, I say he earned a WWE championship match against Bobby Lashley. We just got to make it official. This match tonight can further validate that reasoning from Carmelo Hayes if himself and MVP are victorious over Keith Lee and the WWE champion. Only the Enterprise, man. Only the Enterprise can do double entrances. And this man, this money right here, this man don't miss at all. And if the challenge is accepted, if it's made official, we could be looking at a future WWE champion in Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes now teaming with MVP, the man that signed him to the Enterprise. Melo's been undefeated here on SmackDown. I told y'all this man can't miss. Speaking of missing. Well, not speaking of missing when it comes down to the case of this man. But when it comes down to last week, a series of unfortunate events for Keith Lee, but very lucky and fortunate events for the almighty WWE champion, Bobby Lashley. It was last week, a simple one-on-one match against AJ Styles turned into a triple threat WWE championship match involving Bobby, AJ, and Keith Lee. Bobby Lashley luckily got out of that match still WWE champion. But I know the screws must be turning in the Almighty's head. Can he trust his tag team partner here tonight? You got a partner that cashed in Money in the Bank on you last week, tried to take away your WWE championship. You're teaming with him tonight. But across the ring, you got a former associate in the Hurt Business in MVP. You got a very hungry, young, determined challenger, possibly future challenger, that defeated you in a one-on-one match, clean as a whistle in Carmelo Hayes. A lot's got to be going through Bobby Lashley's mind, man. And speaking of a lot going through their mind, I would be broken. You probably wouldn't even see me show up to work after what happened last week if I were Keith Lee. Now, Keith Lee became just another statistic after winning Money in the Bank. He had the briefcase. He waited as long as he felt like he could. Cashed in last week, and I said it's a CPU-operated universe mode. Cashed in. He cashed in. And lost. Now, if I was Keith Lee, personally, I probably would have waited to cash in until after the match, till the champ was wounded, maybe battered, beaten a little bit. I don't know. We've seen what happened. It was unsuccessful. Now it's kind of back to the drawing board for Keith Lee. Maybe if he scores a win for his team tonight, this might be major. Well, it's a minor setback for a major comeback if he scores the win for his team tonight. We can move past last week. And I was rooting for Keith Lee to win the WWE Championship, but it just did not happen. Did not flourish. But nonetheless, here we go. Main event time here on SmackDown. We're going to be kicking it off with MVP and Bobby Lashley. These two men made so much history, so much money together. Here we go. MVP pretty much starting the enterprise. He doesn't know how much longer he has as an in-ring talent. And Lashley, belly-to-belly suplex onto Montel. Tagging in Keith Lee. We're going to see how well they can work well together. You know, being the WWE champion, you know, you can't really trust anybody in this match, not even your own partner. MVP. Now look at Keith Lee. Wait a minute, MVP. DDT. Incredible series of moves right there. From MVP now trying to, like he was going to go get him in the corner for Melo. And Keith Lee is flattening MVP like a pancake, like a flapjack. Tag back into the WWE champion. Here comes Carmelo Hayes. I'm pretty sure Lashley wants to get some payback. Carmelo Hayes kind of been in his head last week. You know, he sent out the challenge for the WWE championship before Keith Lee even cashed in Money in the Bank. I gotta wonder if Carmelo's plans have kind of fizzled out. Just firing all shots, seeing all shots on Lee. Look at Carmelo Hayes. And Melo. Oh! That man get busy. He mean business for sure. And the discus right hand to Keith Lee. Carmelo Hayes not letting up. Another DDT. Taking down Lee. Shoulders down like his hook. You know, besides winning Money in the Bank, I think Keith Lee has kind of suffered a lot of bad luck here on SmackDown. First tapping out. Oh, spear! Lashley just ripped through Carmelo Hayes. And Lee, he could have just picked up the scraps. But it looks like he wants to do more. Woo! Power bomb. Also Carmelo and Melo kicks out. But back to what I was saying, you know, it's a little bit of bad luck for Keith Lee. Besides winning Money in the Bank, he was unsuccessful in winning the United States Championship. Wait a minute. But he might be successful right now. Oh! Whoa! Wow. Keith Lee. I didn't expect this match to end that fast. Okay. Maybe Keith Lee might be onto something. He scores the win for his team. I wonder if that changes anything in the decision with the almighty WWE champion Bobby Lashley and/or SmackDown general manager Stephanie McMahon.